This is a semi-final matchup in the Switchsports Golf World Cup. On the left, we have Japan, and on the right, we have USA. This is a 2v2 tournament, and each match is a 9-hole random course. Now, every 9-hole match, we add the score together from both players on the team to get the total team score, and the team with the lowest score will win the 9-hole match. This is a best-of-3 series, and the winner will secure their spot in the finals to take on Canada or India. Now, the match is starting here. If you want to start watching ASAP, skip ahead about 2 minutes, because I'm briefly going to go over the bracket, the statistics, the seeds, and whatnot. So round 1 of the World Cup was a group stage. Every country played 3 games against their group members. Countries were ranked on a global leaderboard based off round 1 performance, which was the elimination bracket seeding. As you can see, Japan 2nd seed, USA 3rd seed. In the round of 16, Japan beat Australia 2-0, while USA beat Italy 2-0. Then in the quarters, Japan beat the second Japan team 2-1, while USA beat the Asia Pacific team 2-1. Now for team statistics, a leg is one 9-hole match, so every game is either 2 or 3 legs. And in terms of legs, both Japan and USA have won 10 legs and lost 1 leg while staying undefeated in terms of games played. Both teams have a very similar average score per 9 holes, hovering right around -19. Now for players, Ricardo aka Broyce, he leads these 4 players with an average of -10 per 9 holes, while Joe, Hamazushi, and Dirtle are not far behind, averaging below 9 strokes. If you want to pause and read the stats, go ahead. But here we go, Japan, USA, World Cup semifinals. I guarantee you're going to be on the edge of your seat just about the whole match. This one's going to be a banger. So we saw there Ricardo, or Broyce, I'll just call him Broyce, but if you want to check out his YouTube channel, it's NSS Ricardo. But, well, now as I'm watching Joe's POV as well, no hole-in-ones there on hole 11, either, actually it looks like both USA players were to the right, and both Japan players shot a little bit to the left, which is, I don't know, kind of interesting, but yeah, it's going to be 4 birdies on hole 11, which is to be expected. I think as the game goes on, we will start to see more chip and eagles, more hole-in-ones. But as it stands, the score is going to be tied -2, -2. And, ooh, we got an ad. Alright, no problem. I don't blame Ricardo at all. He's been grinding the YouTube, so hopefully he gets that ad money. But here we are. We are on hole 20 now. You can see Joe has the worst tee position. Although the wind here going right to left, it actually helps him quite a bit, so not really any poor tee RNG here. But with 9-mile-an-hour headwind, I'm pretty sure all players are going to have to go 3-iron. Pin is at the back, so you're going to have to be really precise with your spin here. You don't want to backspin too far away from the hole, back on the near side of the fringe. But if you don't do spin, you risk going like past the hole onto the fringe or the fairway. Broyce's chip is up. He's got a little bit of backspin here. Ooh, and that is a beautiful chip and eagle. He got up perfect. He didn't get aggressive backspin. He just added the perfect amount. That is a really nice chip and eagle on hole 20, a difficult special hole. Now, Joe's chip is going up here. He also is going spin. Ooh, but he didn't get the bounce or the spin that he wanted there. And there's Dirtle getting a birdie, so both Hamazushi and Joe are on the fringe. Well, Hamazushi's on the rough, but this could be a 3-stroke swing already, second hole into the game. We will see what happens here. We didn't have Hama's POV, so I don't know if he went spin on his approach shot. But there it is. He just missed his birdie chip, and he'll be putting for par here, so here's Joe's chip. Oh, and that lips. So it's looking like it's going to be 2 pars, which is going to be already, like I said, a 3-stroke swing this early into the game. Special hole is a tricky one, that's for sure. Oh no. 0.1 foot away from Joe. Kind of looked like a micro putt there. He did only get like half the power of his practice swings. But wow, that is interesting already. So is that a 4-point swing? Yeah, it's -5 to -1. right now, going into the third hole. Now, I kind of just want to see the holes here. 14-5. Ooh, 2 more special holes coming up. And also 2 eagleable par 5s. So, Japan has a very tall order now in order to make a comeback. 4 strokes behind to a very, very strong team. We'll see how the game goes. Royce is going... Pretty sure they're all going to go through the shortcut. The wind is allowing you to take that. Joe is going pretty far to the right. That was nice. That was a really good aim. He is on the fairway. Now, Royce, he can still drive this. It's just going to be a little bit more difficult than if he was chipping. It might set him a stroke behind, actually. So, if Royce can't get onto the green here, Japan could bring 1 stroke back. Joe's chip is up. That's a very nice approach. The wind didn't carry him as much as he wanted to, but he's 13 feet away. Ooh, and whose ball was that? I'm assuming that was Dirtle's. Okay, so... Yeah, that must have been. Nice shot from Dirtle. Very close to the albatross here. So Joe sinks the eagle. And Royce is left chipping for an eagle. So like I was saying, he couldn't quite make it onto the green with the driver there. Royce's chip's going up. Oh, that was very nice. That was a really good save after being on the rough from his first stroke. Played the green quite well, so that is a good eagle from Royce and Team USA. And I'm pretty sure they'll be keeping their 4-stroke lead here. Hamazushi doesn't have the easiest putt. It's a bit of a side hill, but he is, I believe he's like Infinite Zero online rank, so he's a very strong player. I'm pretty sure he's able to make this putt. Yeah, that was a very nice putt. So it's going to be an eagle from the second Japan player. An eagle from everyone, so in terms of like average score, it's pretty good for that, but USA is still 4 strokes ahead. Alright, moving on to hole 5 here. Forgive me for pausing Joe's POV. I just had to make sure it was lined up after the ad. Again, I don't blame Ricardo at all. I hope he gets that ad money. We are on hole 5. The wind... I wonder if they can make it onto the green from here. I don't know. I don't think they'll be able to, but the pin doesn't look like it's in a difficult position, so we could see some chip-in eagles here.
Nice shot.
Okay, not quite. Royce, he actually did get pretty close, but the wind just wasn't quite strong enough. I think Joe's a bit farther down the fairway, so let's see if he can make it. He actually clips the rough, so he won't be able to make it either, but some good chip opportunity here. Ooh, that one was very close.
Nice approach.
Royce just needed a tad bit more power there, so I do think this is a chance for Japan to make up a stroke or 2. We'll see if Joe or Hamazushi can get the chip in.
Nice birdie.
Oh, check that out. There's Dirtle's chip-in eagle. That was very nice. Hamazushi missed the chip, so it's kind of up to Joe now. If he doesn't want to fall farther behind, he's going to have to sink this. But even if he sinks this chip-in eagle, it's not going to make up any strokes after a really nice chip from Dirtle. He does sink that, so that is another nice chip. Joe is going to make sure his team's not falling too far behind. Although would you consider 4 strokes already too far behind? This is a best of 3 at the end of the day, so good birdie putt from Hamazushi there. But yeah, this might just not be Japan's game. In a best of 3 series, I do think they have a pretty good chance. So on to the second of 3 special holes here. Hopefully Japan doesn't have PTSD from the previous special hole. Looks like with this wind, I'm assuming they're all going to go to the island on the right or just stay on the right. And then they'll probably have to use spoon in order to cross the river to get onto the green.
Nice shot.
But yeah, they're all going 3-iron here. Try to position themselves on the fairway as close to the water as they can. Although Royce is only 190 yards, so even with the tail or the headwind here, he could go 3-iron. Don't know if it'll be enough though. If he went full power, which looks like he is, so we'll see here. He's bouncing on the rough, so he does make it onto the green. That was good.
Nice on.
Now, if you go spoon here, you are able to clear the trees just right up there and get a little bit closer to the hole. Here's Boris's putt, very tough, kind of going up and over the hill here. Let's see if he can make this. Of course he can. That was a really nice putt.
Nice birdie.
Okay, and there's 2 birdies from Team USA. Ooh, Hamazushi's on the fringe there. This has not been Japan's game so far. I don't... Oh, Joe Redbard, okay. He was 196 yards away, and we saw that Ricardo was already, like, barely on the green, so I don't know if he would have made it if he had gotten, like, not a red bar. He is on the green, but he is left with a very tough putt. Very close chip from Hamazushi, but he's going to be settling for par here. This is just USA's game so far. Oh, that was a very, very nice putt from Joe, actually. Okay, skip the replay. I kind of wanted to watch that, to be honest. And it is going to be a 5-stroke lead now for USA with 4 holes left. We move on to 13 with 0 wind. I do wonder if now we will see a hole-in-one. I think the players are a bit more warmed up. There is a pretty good chance here of a hole-in-one. Pin being at the back, I don't expect any of these players to go backspin. I think they're going to try to bounce kind of near the fringe and just play the green a little bit. It'll push them a bit to the left. Joe's chip is up. He actually does go backspin there. It was a really, really close. He was just inches to the right. He's only 12 feet away, so the spin didn't hurt him too much. Royce's chip is up. He's opting for no spin. Ooh, and another very, very close chip there. As you saw, the green did push the ball down to the left a bit. So I think we're at 3 birdies now, just waiting on Turtle and a bit to the left. So I think all 4 very good approaches there, but at the end of the day, it's going to be 4 birdies from 13. So I've watched just about all of Japan and USA's games in this World Cup. Japan is obviously playing a lot worse than normal. You saw the average statistics I showed you before the game.
Nice shot.
I think at this point it's very safe to say that USA is going to win this leg, barring some
Nice shot.
super insane collapse, which I don't think is going to happen. But if I was a betting man, I would probably bet that Japan's going to win the next leg and send it to a 3rd leg tiebreaker. Both Joe and Hamazushi do have the ability to clutch up quite well, so
Nice shot.
not that USA is playing bad, obviously they're playing very good. But I don't know, I feel like Japan will wake up next leg and take game 2, but we'll see. We are on the 3rd of 3 special holes.
Nice on.
Royce underpowered his shot there, so he did clip the bunker. But again, like, even if him and Dirtle both get pars while Japan gets birdies, I don't think it's going to make a difference in this leg. Joe is putting for birdie here, probably going to sink this. Yeah, read it quite well. Ooh, and Royce with the lip. And there's Hamazushi's birdie, so that was Dirtle missing his chip. So I think we're going to see Japan pick up 2 strokes here, but again, with only a couple holes left, I don't think it's going to matter.
Nice par.
Yeah, there's still 3 strokes down. I mean, there's 2 holes left, actually, so you never know. Like, By the way, everyone, this is the first time I'm doing this, where I'm like trying to watch two POVs, commentate, do kind of analysis and stuff. So I have both like YouTube streams up right now, and hopefully the UI or the UX is okay. I'd like to do this again for the finals. If you have any suggestions for the finals, whether it's audio or visual, let me know down in the comments. And I will try to improve this for the next time. Because there's been so many intense World Cup matches so far, like just, to no exaggeration, some of the best games I've ever watched. Like 3-game thrillers, there's even been 1 or 2 game that has been tied after the best of 3 series and has had to go on to like a 3-hole tiebreaker. So I do want to show the finals as well. So any suggestions on how to improve this type of video, do let me know. But 4 birdies there, 1 hole left, 3-stroke lead for USA. Hole 12, I think this is what Japan wants. I mean, it's probably going to be 4 eagles here, but I mean, chance for albatross.
Nice shot.
You know, if you miss the green off of your stroke 2, you'll be likely getting a birdie. So, hey, I'm probably going to be USA win, but it's Switch Sports Golf. Anything can happen. So let's see how the rest of this hole goes. I think Bryce is going to go spoon here. He's a big spoon guy. It looks like Joe is going 3-iron. That's interesting, actually. Both Bryce and Dirtle going spoon, but it looks like Kamazushi and Joe both going chip. 3-iron. That was a very close shot from Bryce.
Nice on.
So that's an eagle from Bryce. I think that's it. I think that's gonna lock in the win. Joe a little bit right, but honestly, both players spoon 3-iron. They had really good power there. So nice fringe putt from Hamazushi, but that's gonna be it. 4 eagles. That's gonna be leg 1. A really good performance from USA. They were able to capitalize on Japan's mistakes, not let them back into the game at all. So in the end, it was a 3-stroke victory. And on to leg number 2 we go. Just a reminder, this is a best of 3 series. So USA going up 1-0 in the series. Japan, this is, I guess, technically win or go home for them. And here we are, starting this leg off on hole 9. Looks like there is some headwind. I do wonder if we'll see some 3-iron plays for stroke 2, because with a headwind, if you go driver, you do risk like clipping the bottom of the tree. So you can use a 3-iron to chip like in between the tall and the bushy tree. Looks like that's exactly what Forrest is doing. So you can see the play here. It's something I always do when there's like stronger headwind on this hole. I find it a bit more consistent than if you were to try to drive under the tree. We'll see if Joe goes for it as well. But Royce is now chipping onto the green. This is tricky because pin's on the near side, but there is headwind, so if you don't want to go backspin, you need really precise power to clear the bunker but not go too far.
Nice shot.
Which is... Royce got it pretty good. Some good precision there. He probably would have liked to be a bit closer to go a bit more power, but all in all, it's not a bad approach. Ooh, that is a tough lip for Royce there. Didn't quite adjust enough for the topography there, so Green pushed his ball to the right and he just lipped out.
Nice par.
Oh, and that looked like Earl also lipped. Yeah, there it is. That is a par from Dirtle and a par from Royce. So
Nice approach.
the USA not off to a hot start here. 2 pars. If Joe and Hamazushi sink this, that would be huge for them. There's a birdie from Joe. Hamazushi, it's a bit of a side hill putt. I don't know if it's necessarily micro putt territory. He's probably feeling the pressure right now, to be honest. There it is. That's a birdie from Hamazushi. Wow. So Was it 2 holes into the previous game? USA went up 3 strokes. Now, first hole into game number 2, Japan going up by 2 strokes. Just very unfortunate putting woes for USA there, but Japan able to capitalize off that with 2 pretty nice birdies. So hole 6 here, pin is on the right, which is actually the easiest pin to get a birdie on. You just drive off to the right as you see the players doing here.
Nice shot.
And you have a pretty clear shot onto the green, no player or no trees obstructing you. I am curious if the players are going to go spin here or not. If you don't go spin, you can land kind of on the fringe. Maybe just near side green and roll. But it's risky because even just a tad too much power, you're going to roll off the green. So looks like Broy's going spin, and I think Joe is as well. It's a safe play to do that.
Nice shot.
Broy's span just left of the hole. Is span, even a wording spun, are the correct grammar. And Joe is spinning not into the hole. That looks incredibly close. Yeah, Joe coming with it's at 1.5 inches away from the chip and eagle there. That is crazy. Joe showing us how close his chip was. That was a nice putt by Royce there. That is not an easy putt. He made that look a lot easier than it is. Seemingly, Joe's pretty pissed that his chip didn't roll in, which is fair. But it's going to be a birdie, and his team is still 2 strokes up, so he shouldn't be too mad. And on to 17 we go. We have 11 mile an hour headwind, so this is probably just a full power driver moment, and I guess whoever has the best aim is going to be the one closest to the hole.
Nice shot.
I think the fairway bounce will not be friendly here. Yeah, both players, both POVs bouncing to the left there. Getting a bit of a launch roll, but both on the green, 36 and 38 feet away. Make that 3 players way over here on the left. Nice long putt by Broyce there. Good birdie on 17. Oh, and it looks like Dirtle was the only one able to avoid that bounce X launch roll combo. Ooh, but he's underpowering his putt there. So 17, obviously it's not the easiest hole to birdie. We'll see how Japan does. Birdie from Hamazushi, and Joe, will he make the nice long putt to extend Japan's lead? Yes, he will. Very nice putt there. And yeah, there it is. The lead has been extended. -6 to -3. Don't mind me just trying to sync up the streams here. Once again on 19. This time we have a tailwind that'll be pushing them towards the hole for stroke 2. And we're going to see the same strategy here. Stay on the right fairway. And then you can, especially with the tailwind, you can 3-iron onto the green. 2 options here. You could go full power with spin, or you could go a bit under full power and just look to roll up to the hole. If I was in this situation, I would probably do full power spin. I think is a little bit safer. But we'll see how these players choose to go about it.
Nice shot.
Royce seemingly going spin here. That was a great shot. That was a great shot from Broyce. Probably didn't get the spin he wanted. Like, he had a good line. I think if he had spun back, that might have been the chip in. Joe is a bit left and not getting the spin they wanted either. With a tailwind and the fact that their ball was rolling downhill on the green, obviously you can't get as aggressive spin. But that is going to be a birdie from Broyce, so he's able to capitalize off that nice chip there. Both Joe and Hamazushi not the easiest putts, and third, he's going to be chipping. His chip is up. Ooh, just a little bit left of the hole there. Wow, that was a beautiful putt from Hamazushi. This game is like the complete opposite of last game. Last game we had USA playing very well, didn't make many mistakes. Japan made quite a number of mistakes. This game, wow, beautiful putt from Joe.
Nice birdie.
It's USA making the mistakes and Japan capitalizing off that, making sure they don't let USA back into the game. So the lead is now up to 4 strokes for Japan. On to hole 2 we go. We have 11-mile-an-hour headwind. I wonder if we'll see Royce do the spoon. Seemingly all players going chip. With pin being at the near side, you probably want backspin. You don't want to risk underpowering it to try to roll in for the hole-in-one, but then getting stuck on the rough. That is a lip from Joe. Very nice approach, though. And wow, Japan really stepping it up this game. They have completely turned it around. I know it's early in the game, and USA can still make a 4-stroke comeback, but with how they're playing and how Japan's playing, it's hard to see them making a comeback in this leg. It would be spectacular if it happened, but I have a feeling, well, there's a par from Hamazushi, so there's 1 stroke back. But I have a feeling we might be going to a game 3. But we'll see. USA making up 1 stroke, and there's still 4 holes left, so gosh, you never know. It's like just 1 mistake, they could be back in the game. So we will continue to watch, see how the game goes. We are back on hole 5. We have 13-mile-an-hour left to right wind.
Nice shot.
And I think the pin's in a pretty good position here.
Nice shot.
Which it definitely is, so. Last time we had hole 5, I think we had the same pin position, actually. But Dirtle made the chip and no one else did, so we'll see if there's more chip-ins this time. This could be USA's chance to bring it back. So, Boris's chip is up. Oh, he's a bit right. So is Hamazushi.
Nice approach. Nice birdie.
2 birdies there, it's to be expected from nice approaches. Joe's is up. He's a bit right as well. So it's just up to Dirtle now. Is he going to go 2 for 2 in the chip-ins on hole 5? If he does, he'll bring the game back within 2 strokes, which would be... It would be crazy if that happened.
Nice birdie.
I don't know exactly where he is, though. Somewhere on the rough, but I don't know where on the course he is, or on the hole. He's way down there. That was a really good approach from where he was on the rough. He was quite far away. He's gonna... I think he hit the tree earlier, actually. I may be mistaken on that. But he's gonna be saving birdie there, so well done. Now, obviously, it's not going to bring them back any strokes, but it will keep them where they are, 3 strokes down. 3 holes remaining. So we have 10, 11, and 3 next. 10 has
Nice shot.
very, very little wind. I'm just trying to think about the 3 future holes, and can USA make a comeback? Can Japan hold out the win? Now, with pin being on the bottom left, you do have to adjust like a few ticks to the left, I believe. It's not like a dead aim.
Nice shot.
Okay, that was an unfortunate fairway bounce from
Nice
Royce.
on. Nice shot.
Yeah, his
Nice birdie.
ball bounced quite far to the left there from the fairway bounce. Fairway bounces are always so unpredictable. But we're looking like 4 birdies here. I'm not the biggest fan of this pin position because if you bounce on the fairway right after the bunker, you actually get like quite a far bounce. So it's hard to roll in for the hole-in-one with this pin position. We'll see how the players deal with that here. Joe is going 5-iron. He's going to be a bit left. But do you see that bounce? He bounced like almost the entire distance between the green and the hole. But he did go left anyway, so it wouldn't have mattered. Let's see what Boris does here. Two birdies from Japan, though. Exactly what they need to do to make sure they stay in the lead. Yeah, and so Boris was a tiny bit left, but you notice there, like, if he was on target, I think he would have bounced from the fairway right in front of the hole and hit the pin. That's what I'm talking about. The bounce is really hard to perfect here. Dirtle actually got it pretty decent there, but he's also a bit left. So the wind seemingly a bit stronger than the players gave it credit for. It's going to be a birdie from Royce. Now, Dirt is in micro putt territory. He does adjust quite nicely and sink the birdie. So moving into the last hole, Japan hold a 3-stroke lead. We have hole 3 here. It's going to have to be like 2 chip and eagles from USA, and then a birdie and a par situation from Japan. I don't think with this wind there's an albatross opportunity.
Nice shot.
Not going to be pushing them forward enough on stroke 2.
Nice shot.
Now, Royce curving a shot, making sure he has a good angle for the chip here. He must know how important this chip is. If he wants any chance at saving this game, it's going to have to be a chip in. Green's going to push you a bit to the right from this angle. And you can see Joe there. He actually almost made it onto the green. Oh, nice chip from Royce.
Chip in eagle.
He wants the win in this leg. He got the eagle there. Now with Durd missing his chip and eagle, he's assumingly going to get a birdie. It's going to have to be 2 pars from both Japan players to tie the game. I don't think that's happening. But as I was saying before, Joe actually almost made it onto the green from his shot there. He actually curved it quite well. Just nicked the bunker, but he could have been driving onto the green, putting for an eagle. But he's chipping here. It's just a bit left. Birdie from Hamazushi. That's going to be a win for Japan in this game.
Nice birdie.
And there it is. That is going to be a 17-15 finish in game 2, which means we are headed to game 3. This is going to be winner go home for both players. Not both players, both teams. And also in this World Cup, there is a cash prize for teams finishing 1st and 2nd. There's nothing for 3rd, so the loser of this game doesn't get anything. Actually, I think they're in sync. Nice. So here we go. Start of game 3. We have, starting off on hole 15 here. And a reminder, if you need one, the winner of this game will be advancing to the final, the Switchboards Golf World Cup, to take on the winner of Canada or India, who are playing in the other semi-final. Now, this is an interesting pin position. There's actually a decent chance for some eagles here. The bounce is going to push you to the right, and the wind is pushing you to the right as well. Strong tailwind, so you need to have precise power here. Royce's chip is up. He's not going backspin. No surprise for this pin position. And yeah, the green's going to push him a little bit too far right. Joe, same thing. Bit too far right here for both players. Both sinking putts though for birdie. I'm pretty sure the other 2 players, oh, they haven't finished yet. I think Hamazushi got a birdie. Daryl's chip is up. So it looks like he actually read the green a bit better, but didn't quite put enough power on it there, so it will be a birdie though. So this game's starting off tied, 2 strokes apiece. Ooh, and I'm just taking a look at the upcoming holes. We don't have any special holes this time, so the players probably like to see that. Now, with wind right to left, I wouldn't expect the players to take the shortcut. It looks like Joe is thinking about it. And now Royce is as well. You just risk hitting the tree with this wind. You have to get like really, really precise aim here. Joe's going in for it. And the thing is, like, if you go around, it actually doesn't hurt you at all because you can still drive onto the green. And with the pin being where it is, you can get a really good approach. So I'm surprised to see both players taking the shortcut. And yikes. If you are a USA fan, you do not like to see that. Royce did nick the tree. He over-adjusted a tiny bit for the win there. So he's going to have to drive. He can't make it onto the green, though. So he's going to be falling a stroke behind right now. Joe's chip is up. It looks very good. It was pretty good. He's going to be putting for eagle. And Royce is in a tricky spot here. He needs to sink this chip in eagle if he doesn't want his team to fall a stroke behind. I guess that's assuming both Japan players make their putt, but they're not the hardest putts in the world to make. Maybe Hamazushi's is a bit tricky, being on the downhill side. Joe sinks his eagle putt. Royce taking quite a lot of time here to line up the chip. Hamazushi's very nice putt. That was a lot harder than it looked, trust me. Oh wow, Royce's ball, it bounces right over the hole and spins just at less than an inch right, seemingly. So he's going to be sinking birdie. They're already going to be one stroke behind.
Nice birdie.
Third sinking eagle there, making sure it's only one stroke, but again, if you're a USA fan, you don't like how this match has started, that's for sure. So on to hole 2 here. USA is going to be thinking about, they're going to have like a chip somewhere to make a comeback, unless Japan makes a mistake, of course, but after the first match, they played pretty well the next game. So it's hard to see Japan making like big mistakes. So Joe going spoon here. 2 dots with a tiny bit of a tailwind, pin at the back. That looks pretty good. The fairway bounce. I don't like this fairway bounce on hole 2. When you're on the right, it bounces you to the right, but then the green, the concave is going to push you to the left. So you got to be pretty precise if you want the hole-in-one on this pin position. They'll be putting for birdie though, no surprise. Royce is opting to not go spoon here. He's going 5-iron. No spin, it looks like. That was really close. Got a bit more of a favorable bounce there, landing on the fringe. And putting for birdie there on hole 2. So the score is still 8-7 in favor of Japan. And hole 12 here, it's always going to be wind that allows them to take the shortcut. When you are playing offline, you always get the blue colored wind, which is pretty weak wind, so you're always able to take the shortcut here. So all players doing that. And last time we did this, we saw both USA players go spoon and both Japan players go 3-iron. So I'm curious to see what happens here. Yep, Royce's spoon is up and Joe's chip is up as well. Those are both very good shots.
Nice approach.
Now that bounce from Royce on the fairway sent him a bit far right of the hole. His line actually looked pretty good. I think he had a really good wind adjustment there, but the bounce on the fairway on this hole is quite aggressive. And oh no. That is a lip from Royce. That is not what you want to see if you are a USA fan. Turtle, obviously taking his time here. I think he knows how important it is, especially after seeing Royce's birdie. It's up, and That is a 3-stroke lead now for Japan in the final leg of this best of 3 series. If you are a USA fan, you are sweating bullets right now. Back on hole 11, you start to wonder about the rest of this game. So hole 11 is only 2-mile-an-hour wind. Have we seen a hole-in-one here yet this game? I actually can't remember if we have. Oh my goodness, that is almost as close as you could get from Royce. 1.4 feet away, his line was perfect. Just needed the tiniest bit more power to get the hole-in-one there. Seemingly like pickles. So, let's see what Joe does. And Dirtle, of course, but it's going to be birdie. Oh, is that Dirtle's ball? Yeah, it is. Right after I said that's as close as you could get, Dirtle gets even closer to the hole-in-one without getting it. And there's Joe, inches to the right. Now, I'm not necessarily surprised here, hole 11 with 2-mile-an-hour wind in a competitive game such as this, where all players are incredibly good. You would expect, if no hole-in-ones, all really nice approaches. So what are we at right now? 14 to 11 with 4 holes left. Now, I guess technically the stroke count, like 14 to 11, doesn't really matter. In fact, it's a 3-stroke lead. I think obviously the players do want to get good scores. It helps their stats, and obviously it's just cool to get like a high-scoring game. Or a low-scoring game, I suppose. But back on hole 6, we have 4 holes left. USA down 3 strokes. Can they do it? Can they make a comeback? If this game is going to go anything like the second leg of this series, they won't be able to make a comeback. But this is a completely different game, and 3 strokes in 4 holes is completely possible. So I'll see what happens. Joe's actually on the rough there, so I think with this wind he can still clear the trees and then roll onto the green. See what he does here, though. He's gonna looks like he's gonna curve a shot. That seems like a lot of power to me, though. Bowl on the spoon. Ooh, okay. Yeah, there's Joe. He couldn't quite rectify his tee shot, so he's gonna be left chipping for a birdie here. Royce's chip is up. That's a very nice chip. That is very close. He was inches to the left. Birdie from Hamazushi. Royce going to be sinking birdie as well. If Joe misses this chip, they cut the lead to 2 strokes. And he underpowers it. Wow. Now, this does seem like micro putt territory for Joe. Okay, he sinks it, so there's a par from Joe. We will see what Royce and Dird get. Birdie from Royce and a nice approach from Dirtle. He's going to be sinking this birdie putt. So the lead is down to 2. Wow. (15-13) Japan. We got 1, 4, and 5 left. 1, 4, and 5.
Nice shot.
Man, I have no idea what's gonna happen. Literally anything can happen. We could see eagles on 1 here. We could see hole-in-ones on 4. 5's gonna be wind dependent. We could see albatrosses. We could see pars. Who knows? But for 1 here, we have left to right wind. Joe's chip is up. He's going to be left of the hole. He gave the wind a little bit too much credit there.
Nice on.
I think that's Hamazushi's ball, which yeah, it definitely is. So they're both going to be birdieing this. Do we see a chip and eagle from Team USA? By the way, if this game finishes as a tie, in the best of 3 series is a tie. The teams will go to a random 3-hole course as a tiebreaker winner, if necessary, of course. So Boris is going to be underpowering his shot. The line looked pretty good, though.
Nice on.
So he's going to be sinking birdie putt, and it's up to Dirtle. If Team USA is going to make up a stroke here, it's going to be up to him.
Nice birdie.
And he is. Wow. Chip and eagle from Dirtle, that was clutch. USA needed that because the lead's down to 1 stroke now with 2 holes remaining. Interesting. Very interesting. We got hole 4 here. Joe going a bit over 3 dots on the 3-iron with backspin. That's not good. If you are a Japan fan, you are the one sweating bullets right now. Royce's chip is up. Okay, he's going to be a bit right of the hole. I was watching Joe's practice swings, and it seems like he meant to get a little bit less power than he did. The actual swing, I don't know, probably just either motion control or put a bit too much power on accident, but I don't think he intended to go that much power. But Royce is going to sink the birdie here. Joe is obviously going to take his time. He knows how important this putt is, and it's not the easiest putt either. Oh no, that's a missed putt from Hamazushi. That's going to be a par. And with a nice approach from Dirtle, technically the game is now tied. If Joe gets a birdie here, the game is tied. If he misses this difficult putt and gets a par, USA goes up 1 stroke. There's a lot riding on this putt right here. I think both fans of both teams are sweating bullets right now. You're on the edge of your seat. I don't blame Joe for taking his time. It's a 30-foot putt. It's a difficult green. And wow, he sinks that putt beautifully. That was a really, really nice putt. And the game is now tied. The game is now tied going into the final hole of the 3rd leg of this semifinal match in the Switch Sports Golf World Cup. We have hole 5 once again. We have 13-mile-an-hour wind again. We had hole 5 on every single game this match. And wasn't it all 13-mile-an-hour wind, just different directions?
Nice shot.
But one team could steal the win here if they get the chip in. And it looks like the pin's in the same position as the other 3. Or the other 2 as well. Royce is taking this hole quite quickly. He is up on the fairway, and again, like, yeah, the game could go either way. If one team gets a chip in, they steal the win, the entire win. So we'll see how it goes. This is quite intense. It's so intense, my voice is cracking. Looks like Mazushi's going up for the chip. Yeah, his chip is up. Don't have his POV. But first on the green, it means he did not get the chip and eagle. A nice approach. It's going to be a birdie. Joe's going now. He's going full power wedge with the uphill and the headwind. I don't blame him for going full power. He's adjusted a little bit to the right. These guys are really taking their time here. And again, I don't blame them. 1 chip in and you win the whole game. Okay, Joe's finally going for it. Ooh, he's a little bit left there. The wind pushed him a bit more than he thought.
Nice on.
But he's going to be sinking birdie putt here. Royce finally starting to adjust for his chip here.
Nice birdie.
So both Japan players missing their chip, getting birdie. Now it's up to the USA players. If either one of them sink a chip in, it'll win the game.
Nice shot.
Boris is up, he's left as well, so he's missed his chip.
Nice approach.
Now Dirtle's going. He's really taking their time here. And it looks like he's either right or not enough power. But either way, that is 4 birdies. That means game 3's...
Okay.
Okay, I don't know if these are exactly in sync anymore. They're not. Okay, but there it is. That is game 3. It is 20 to 20, which means we're going to a 3-hole random decider. All right, don't mind me trying to sync up the 2 POVs here. This is technically the 4th game in the series. Like I had mentioned earlier, if the best of 3 was tied, it would go to a 3-hole random to decide. I don't think that's synced, to be honest.
Nice shot.
Okay, that looks better, I think. Anyway, we're on 16 here, 0 wind. Bryce is making it through the shortcut, no problem, into the bunker. With 0 wind, it's a shortcut you can make just about every time. And pin, it's in a position to make the chip and eagle.
Nice shot.
Oh no. That pop-up on the left was Dirtle going out of bounds. That is heartbreaking if you are a USA fan. Well, or if you're Team USA. That's heartbreaking. He is in the bunker now, so he made it second try, but I think he's now 2 strokes behind. There's Hamazushi getting the chip and eagle. This is not good for USA right now. This is not sudden death, so it's not like the first team to lose a hole loses the game. The teams have to play out the entire 3-hole match, but if you're going out of bounds, that's not good for the outcome of the whole match. Joe is missing his chip, just underpowered it a little bit. So he'll be sinking birdie. Japan will be at -3 after this hole.
Nice birdie.
Bryce is going for his chip. And he, oh wow, he played a little ring around the rosy there, but he sunk his eagle. So currently, the score is -3 to -2, but we don't know what Dirtle is going to get here. He's in the bunker. I think if he makes this chip, it'll be par. If he misses, he'll be putting for a bogey, so we'll see what he does. He sinks it. He sinks the chip from the bunker, and there's his par. So the score is going to be -3 Japan to -2 USA. Dirtle really clutched up there after the out of bounds. He kind of saved himself with the chip. But still, I mean, there's only 2 holes left. USA's 1 stroke down. We have 8 and then 18. It's going to be hard for USA if they want to make a comeback. But let's see how hole 8 goes here. Pins at the back. Pretty strong tailwind here. You don't want, I don't think you want backspin here because the pin's so far at the back. You would just spin like away from the hole. But you need a really precise power here. Joe's going spoon. Looks like he's going 2 dots on the spoon. No, a little bit over. A little bit under. Okay, so he wants, yeah, he's going for 2 dots on the spoon. It looks like Bryce is also going to go spoon. Joe is up. Oh no, he hit the cliff. Oh no, and now it's Japan's turn to go out of bounds. Uh-oh. This is crazy. He went a little bit under 2 dots on the spoon. He probably meant to go 2 dots. He looked like from his practice swings that's what he was going. Here's Bryce, he's gonna go 2 dots or over. Yeah, so that should be enough to clear the cliff and make it onto the green, which it is. I think Joe intended to go... Okay, that... Bryce just lipped the hole-in-one there. This game is literally so crazy. I think Joe intended to go 2 dots there. It was maybe an accident that he went under. Back chipping. Okay, so he's putting for par, or is he putting for bogey? I think he's putting for bogey here. Boris making the birdie. I didn't see what Hamazushi got, but I think he got a birdie as well. He's not too far. He's probably getting birdie. And yeah, Joe is putting for bogey here. So if he makes this putt, they will be one stroke down after this. Oh no. Oh no, this is... Your heart just sunk if you're a Japan fan. This is insane. Yeah, that's a +2 for Joe. So after 2 holes, we have 3 chip-ins, 2 out of bounds, and it's now a 2-stroke lead for USA going into 18. Okay, I think they're a second out of sync, but
Nice shot.
it should be fine. We are on 18 here, wind allowing us to take the shortcut, so with 2 strokes behind, you're thinking, how can Japan win? Is it going to be, like, do they need 2 albatrosses? Maybe 1 eagle, 1 albatross, and USA gets a birdie? Who knows here? It's not a difficult win, though. It's not... Like, I think everyone here is going to eagle. I think Japan needs 2 albatrosses if they want to win the game.
Nice shot.
Oh, wow. Joe was incredibly close to the albatross, actually. Just a tiny bit left. He's going to sink this eagle, obviously. And assuming Hamazushi makes this putt, we're going to have to see 2 birdies from USA if Japan want to win the tiebreaker. There's the eagle from Hamazushi, but no albatrosses, so USA has to make a mistake here if Japan want to win.
Nice shot.
That is a nice approach from Boyce. He is most definitely going to be sinking this eagle, which means any hope that Japan has lies in Dirtle getting a par. Royce double checking the flat terrain. I don't blame him at all. And a nice approach from Dirtle. Unless we see it, I think it's over. Even if he 2-putts this, it'll be a win. And there's the eagle. Wow, that tiebreaker was insane. If you're a Japan fan, you are absolutely heartbroken. They had a 3-stroke lead in game number 3, and they either through their mistakes or through USA's great gameplay, that game ended up tied. So closest to the pin doesn't matter here. It doesn't matter in any of these matches because it's a team-based tournament. So closest to the pin doesn't really matter. That's going to be it, though. That's going to be a victory for USA. They are going through to the finals to play the winner of Canada versus India. I'm going to do the same thing for the finals. I might do the same thing for the other semifinal, Canada-India. If you have any suggestions on how to make this style of video any better, drop them down in the comments below. If you enjoyed that high-level competitive gameplay, hit the like button. If you want to join the tournament Discord and participate in the future tournaments, join the Discord, hit the like button. I'll see you guys in the next video.